Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today, so let's get started.
This is episode 169, Spring Refresh for under $25. Okay, so let's talk about a spring refresh. So,
I
Kelly,
love this.
I know
Easy,
you are a
so much fun.
bargain hunter.
I am a bargain hunter.
Okay, why don't you start us off?
Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, well, here's a really easy one. How about like a fresh new doormat, something springy or welcoming? You can get a lot of those.
I like that.
Yeah, you can get those, anywhere. You can get them at your local hardware store. There are really cute ones on Amazon. There are ones online that you can get. And sometimes after the winter, particularly if you live in a place unlike Anita and I, where there's actual weather.
You mean someplace like me?
Yeah, someplace like Yvonne, where there's might be slushy stuff and, people dragging stuff in. I think that's a great way to refresh your entryway. And, I could go on and on about all the other things you can do right in that same area to really welcome spring. But I think a nice new doormat is a nice way to kick it off.
Well, let's stay at the door, and I'm going to riff off that. If you have a doormat that's in good shape, why not think about buying a small, 2 foot by 3 foot, like a cotton rug or something to go under your doormat.
Layering the door.
Layer.
Wait a minute. Is the door going to be sliding on top of this? Because I think mine would get stuck on all these layers.
No. I have a threshold that's, a step up.
Mine's not that far up. So.
Yeah. So, actually I have that outside right now. I have a doormat that says Stone Gable and I have a black and white.
Oh, so the cotton rug is outside?
Mm-hmm. It is. It's layered with my doormat.
Oh, wow. See, we get too much rain that blows under there. I can't do that.
Oh, well, we get all kinds of weather, but it's so pretty. It works out.
Sounds
just
beautiful.
Fine. Yeah.
Great idea.
And let's stay at the door. How about not necessarily buying a new wreath, but why don't you buy elements of a wreath and make one yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have lots of ideas for wreaths, and they're on my blog, so I could link them. But one really cute one that I'm going to bring back out in the next week or so is a wreath that I made in a tote bag that I got at Michael's, and I think the tote bag was probably
so
$3.99.
Wait, say how this again?
It's a tote bag, but it's a very, you would not necessarily use it as a beach tote or something. It's much smaller, and it wasn't meant to really be a tote bag. It was kind of a decorative thing, but I thought it's so cute. So I stuffed it, and then I put some moss, and I put flowers, and sprigs of faux flowers. And I think there might be a few little eggs in there, but it's just so cute and super lightweight. And it just has, it has the essence of being a wreath, but it's in a tote bag. So you just have the little strap that hangs on your hanger.
I think you've had that on your blog though, right?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah. I've seen some similar things with the rain boots hanging on the door or even sitting on your front porch with the flowers in them, the faux flowers.
Yeah, that's so cute.
I love
Such
to
a great
do that.
idea.
I have black and white boots, and I like to put some pink sprays in it. So pretty. And let's talk about since we're talking about branches and things like that, you can buy branches, or some of them are free. If any kind of a flowering tree, you can force, and you can force. My favorite are crab apples. I love crab apples. I love lilac. You can actually force lilac, and crepe myrtle. I just love.
Yeah,
I've never forced those.
Quince
beets.
is
And
really
quince.
great.
Quince I adore. Yes, yes. So, and I know that you can get branches online if you live in a place that's warm, but you'd like to force a little bit of branches for a little bit of spring inspiration.
Great idea.
You can get them online. Mm-hmm.
And that can be so dramatic if you do a big vase and then you have the tall branches sticking out of them. And I mean, that can really make a room. If you do that on your dining room table or on like a sidebar, it's so pretty.
Well, speaking of the porch, Kelly, wasn't your porch featured in Country Sampler?
porches. Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Well, it was so nice of them. You know, it was they didn't come here. It was a photo that I had taken, and I guess they were looking to do a porch refresh, kind of, you know, like what we're talking about today for spring. So it's in their spring decorating issue, which is not a subscription like the straight up country sampler. So it's one that you can purchase, you know, in your grocery store and the newsstands. And they do 10 of those issues a year, which I didn't realize that they did so many of them. Yeah, they actually have more special
And they're really
issues.
pretty, actually.
Yeah, they have more special issues than they do of the straight up country sampler.
And it's very different from the country sampler, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we know of.
So they have spring, summer, fall, winter, Christmas,
So
and then they do some other
So
specials.
which magazine? What are people looking for to get the magazine?
So they're going to look for the spring decorating issue of Country Sampler.
Okay.
So the cover actually is the spring decorating is more prominent than the words Country Sampler, and it should be on your newsstands. Certainly by the time you're listening to this, I think it comes out February 27th, but they did send me a copy, and it was really nice and exciting. And that was my first, like, you know, real national magazine.
And you've got more coming too. So
I
that's
do.
awesome.
Yeah.
And you have an iconic porch.
It's
So I can
beautiful.
understand why it was magazine worthy. It certainly is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But
and
they're
you have
very
some
nice
ideas on
people,
where
too.
you can find those? I mean, I know they're like a Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Lowe's, those sort of
Barnes
places.
and Noble.
Barnes and Noble.
Yeah. Well, I actually saw it, not my issue yet, but I guess it will be there because they had the last specialty decorating issue was right in my Ralph's grocery stores, which I was.
Oh, how
Yeah.
nice. We'll look for that.
But I was thinking for people who maybe don't feel like they have a green thumb, well, I guess we're talking about faux plants on the front porch anyway. But another way to add plants in a way to your inside of your house is by adding botanical prints.
Oh,
So-
that's a lovely way to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
love using botanical prints. So there's such a variety of them, and I'll do some links here in the show notes. But there's just so many beautiful ones, and there's some that are really oversized too, that are really dramatic looking.
I was lucky enough years ago. Now, this is one of those things that's in my craft stash. So I must admit, I found this big book of botanical prints. It's, you know, it's really a sort of a gardening book. But my intention when I picked up this book it was at my local library, little book sale section. They have a little used book section. And I thought, I am someday going to create a big wall of these, all framed in the same size frame, in the same color, and just do them side by side by side. Well, I have yet to do that, but I do think it's a fantastic idea. And if you had a wall for something like that, keep an eye out. If you have a local library that has this kind of little off-priced, gently used book section where people donate or they rotate out the old library books, I always go right and check out the gardening book section and the cookbook section, because I think those are you always can come up with something good there. And that's where I found that book, and it just has pages and pages of those botanical prints. And I was so fortunate.
So
I got it for like $2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're so classic. I'm
Yes.
going to just totally switch. I'm going to go to real botanicals. I say go to the grocery store and buy yourself 2 bunches of tulips
Oh, yeah.
in your favorite color. Favorite.
Yeah.
I've been doing that the last couple of weeks now. It's just buying a couple bunches of tulips. I love white tulips, but I also like hot pink. The other thing you can do is to buy faux tulips. Now, my rule. You have to get really close. You have to be really, really close. If you can't tell they're fake, then you're good. But I'm telling you, the best place to go get good quality fakes are at local decor stores. And, so you just have them in your town, like a little shop that has really great things for the home. Go in there. They carry beautiful faux usually.
Well, have you seen Pottery Barn is doing a whole flower shop thing now?
And their faux are very nice, because we have a Pottery Barn outlet 4.7 miles from my house.
Oh my goodness.
She always
know.
Getting
gets that
closer.
point. It's like a kid that's saying,
No, it's
I'm
not getting
5.5 years old.
I know. Well, it's very close, and they do have beautiful faux plants, I must say. But a lot of people, I get asked this all the time, where do you get yours? I get all of mine locally at little decor shops because I think they carry the nicer faux, and especially when it comes to tulips. And I've been collecting the same tulips for I get a bunch or two for about 8 years. I have a gorgeous, but huge bunch now of faux white tulips that I just bring out every year.
Right.
Oh,
and you can get them
a nice
online,
review.
someplace like Amazon. Just be sure you check the reviews because you can't see them in person.
This is true.
So you really do absolutely need to be checking those reviews. If it doesn't have good reviews, I don't care how cheap it is, don't buy it.
It's going to be cheap.
No,
That's right.
no.
It's going to be
Because when it's
something to
bad,
throw
it's
away.
very bad.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yes, that's true.
Yeah, I really think you may, if you get the regular Potty Barn catalog, they have a whole special catalog now on their flower shop. So I think they're really diving in heavily,
To the beautiful
which is kind of
faux.
interesting, into the faux flower thing. Plants and flowers and all of that. And obviously, most people have, whether it's an outlet or a regular Pottery Barn close by, you could check them out in person. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what they look like in person.
And faux are not your mother's faux or even your older sister's
Some of them
faux.
are.
They've come
That's why you have to be careful.
Well, but I mean like the Pottery Barn and the one from your local shops. They are really beautiful and they can stand up against real flowers.
Right. But when we're talking about under 25, I like Yvonne's idea of saying, okay, I'm going to buy 2 this year because I saw some forsythia branches that I thought, well, I love that pop of yellow, but they're $34 a stem. And I thought, I would need a lot of stems.
Get a half a stem.
Yeah, can I have a half a stem? So, I can't talk about those today. So pretend I didn't say that. But
No.
Unless they go on sale.
Unless they go on sale or you get a promo code. But yeah, I like that idea of saying, okay, I'm going to buy a couple this year because you think, stems of flowers and now you're talking $60, $75. Maybe someone doesn't want to do that. But yeah, you could collect them. That's a great idea.
Well, remember how I've talked about get a cloche? Did you get your cloche? I hope you have a cloche because now is the time to take your cloche, take those pine cones out, take the evergreen bits out and the nuts and all that stuff. And you're going to be putting in maybe some robin's eggs, some faux robin's eggs. You're going to be putting in some nests, maybe some flowers, maybe some real flowers, maybe some faux flowers, but just something sweet in there. And I think that'll, then that'll elevate whatever you put in there. And it's so easy just to put, it doesn't have to be fancy. Someone just emailed me and said that she hadn't worked with cloches before because she felt like it had to be quite just so impressive in there and it has to be carefully done. And she said, well, when I saw that basically you had just thrown something in there, I thought, oh, maybe I can do that.
It only looks like Anita threw it in. She really takes a lot of time.
It took all afternoon to do that.
I'm very careful
right,
when I throw things
look.
under there.
When you think about it, it's hard to throw something into a cloche. You have to kind of slide it under, and you got to make sure. But honestly, you could. You know me and spray painting, and I have definitely spray painted my share of eggs, whether they be real eggs or faux eggs. But one year, I spray painted real eggs gold. Like the golden goose. Okay, if you just took a little bit of that Spanish moss you can get in bags at the garden center or
the
Home
gray
Depot
or the green, like the gray Spanish moss?
the gray, the Spanish moss. And then you spray painted an egg gold and you nestled the egg in the Spanish moss and plopped a cloche over it.
Ta-da!
But if they're real eggs, don't be throwing them under there.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order.
Yeah,
Okay, I have another one.
Okay.
How about over the back of your sofas or a love seat, come up with a really pretty throw, maybe in a pop of color, or if it's still relatively cool where you are, you could go the fuzzy route. Like we have this pink one that seems to move around a little bit. It goes in my daughter's over her love seat, and then sometimes it ends up at the end of my other daughter's bed because everybody loves it. But it's such a great pop of color and interest over the back of the love seat. And then I've done the same in my living room with a nicer throw, a nicer quality one over the back of my sofa, just to bring in, an interesting pop of color or even
texture,
lighten it up.
right?
And texture. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what I've got to say? How about a pillow?
Yeah.
A spring.
Yeah, we knew that was
left
coming.
for you. I didn't say it.
Thank you.
Yep. I have it on
you're
my
so
list,
kind.
but I have Yvonne next to it. So
Do you
don't
really?
even bother saying
Yeah.
it anymore.
Okay. Well, I think a really pretty new pillow for spring, either one that has maybe some pretty colors that you would like to add to your room, that gives it a little bit of, a pop of, okay, here comes spring. You know how we're so tired of the winter and tired of the winter colors, or also something that maybe has some bunnies on it, or something cute, or birds or nests, or some kind of a really neat spring motif.
And because I do like to do cleaning, it's not fun, but it won't cost you anything really if you do it yourself. Clean your windows. I love to use this.
You are literally going to say that. All these beautiful things that you're going to tell us to clean our windows.
Yeah. I think if you clean your windows like that, to me, clean windows, or what is the quintessential spring thing? Spring cleaning, right? So I think clean windows makes such a difference. It'll brighten
that's so cute.
It'll brighten up your house. You'll get more light. It really does make a difference when your windows are dirty, as far as the amount of light that comes in. And I think it also boosts your spirits. And I like to use this product called Spray Away. You can get that on Amazon. You told us
about that before.
Oh, it's totally
I
the bomb.
have to get that.
Yeah, I do have somebody who comes and cleans the outsides of my house. My house is 3 stories high. I'm not going to risk my life on a ladder dangling off. And the man who comes I said, why can't I get him exactly the way you do it? He's like, squeegee. So he said, use your product, but get a little squeegee. And so that's a tip.
I have another one, and this can be either cloth or maybe not. How about some pretty spring napkins?
Oh, that's a nice thing.
Oh, very
Because
nice.
remember, we're all now into using cloth napkins, the three of us.
Yes. And I should mention, I was waiting to talk about this, but one of our listeners, Darcy H., she's absolutely lovely and has wonderful style. And Darcy shared with us, I'm going off the cuff now because I have the notes in my listeners' email notebook, which is not in front of me right now, but Darcy uses cloth napkins, always has. She says, been being raised in California, she didn't want to put extra things in landfills and all that. And she used them all through the years of raising her boys. And now that they're empty nesters, she and her husbands are still using cloth napkins. And they have these lovely vintage napkin rings, like a his and hers, Mr. and Mrs. sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're so pretty. She sent us a picture of them. They're so beautiful. But her tip for the napkins was she buys them in bulk, I believe on Amazon, and it's, I think the company's called Royal, and they are 100% cotton. She said they wash beautifully, they bleach beautifully, they have a bit of a blue stripe in them. So I'm going to link those in the show notes. And big thanks to Darcy for sharing that with us.
Yeah, we loved when we get tips from our listeners.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But can you imagine just like sprucing up your napkin collection and getting just a few pretty spring napkins that you could use? I love that.
Yeah, just a few, because I've cleaned out my napkin drawer and it's about a third the size of what it was. So just a few.
I just sort of want something floral.
Yeah,
And it's great if you have the solid white plates or something solid, like the Fiesta plates, the pattern.
Really pretty.
And napkins are beautiful.
And all the little things that you can do under $25, that's like such a, like, it's almost silly, like how happy little things like that make me.
Yes.
And maybe you you agree, like if I get new dish towels, like it really gets me. It makes me so happy to have new dish towels. So maybe you want to treat yourself to some pretty new dish towels in like maybe a fun color. I mean, yeah, and you can get a pack of those or really nice white ones, and then they just feel so fresh and clean for spring. Another white thing that I've discovered lately, which is way under $25. And this is so silly that this makes me happy, but white sponges. I like
You are so funny.
Yeah, I like to use sponges. My mom was not a sponge girl. She was a rag girl. I don't know if there's two types of people in the world, sponge and rag, but I do like a sponge. But I don't like you buy the pack and they're like purple and green and blue. And I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I've been buying the natural ones, and I think the scrubby side's made from walnut shells or something.
Oh, okay. Are those the brown ones?
Yeah, they're brown on one side and cream on the other.
Okay,
but
well,
the
normally I
natural
get my
ones.
sponges at Trader Joe's.
Well,
The pack,
they actually, I think the last time I got them there, I think, aren't they the cream ones with the brown side? Don't they also have those?
No, mine are yellow that come from Trader Joe's, but yellow is a good, okay.
The last
color
time
for me,
I bought
but
them from Trader Joe's, yeah.
Now I found these white sponges and I was like, I almost didn't want to use it. It's like, I love it. So yeah, there's a tiny little thing that maybe can change your day.
Well, we know it's getting that time where, spring cleaning is all abound because that's what you keep talking about, Kelly.
I know.
So we know that you must be getting the itch.
I'm itching.
She's
to
making
spring
me
clean.
feel guilty that I haven't cleaned my windows.
Okay, I'm going to totally not talk about cleaning.
Okay. That's
And what
okay.
about
Thank
getting
you. Thank you. It's not my favorite thing to do.
I know. How about getting a couple egg cups?
Oh, cute.
Oh,
I
that's a
know.
great idea.
And they are so precious. Like, I grew up in Scotland and England, some of my formative years, and they weren't just fun things. They were a necessity because, you would have your soft-boiled egg and you lop the top of it off and, you put it, you have it in an egg cup, lop the top and then eat it out of the shell.
Well,
So
I
all that was
need
left
one
is
of
the
those.
shell, but they're so pretty.
Well, my
little
friend,
egg cups.
I've always been thinking about your bed tray, Yvonne.
Yes.
So my friend Peggy, for Christmas, she got me a bed tray, a vintage bed tray.
Oh,
Very similar to yours, only
Really?
in white. And I'm thinking, I need the little egg holders. I already have a toast holder. It's in a not sterling, but silver plate from the thrift store. Oh my goodness! Although I just need someone to make the breakfast for me and bring it to me.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
you
my
need someone
goodness.
to carry it in. Yeah.
I know I don't have that.
I think you're why. It's
that.
okay.
That's okay. You can fantasize. You can just vignette it and leave it on.
I'll take a picture of it. Yeah.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah. I'll pretend someone else.
What about just a spring smelling candle?
Yeah, I think that's a really nice idea. And if you find a candle that you really like, buy a couple, because if it's a scent that you really love, maybe you want that to be your signature scent. I have one that I really love, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy 3 or 4 at the same time because I'm trying to track down the scent.
Did it smell like?
I don't like something that's too flowery, so it had more like it was a little, I don't want to say musky, but like bergamot and stuff like that. And it just had a clean scent to it.
Yeah.
I think I got
like
it
the
at Home Goods or
grapefruit
something. Yeah. And it was like $7.99. And I should have bought 3 or 4 of them. So if you find one you like, it's nice to have a signature scent, particularly if you're going to put one and you're going to light it in the living room. Maybe you want to have one in the kitchen. You don't want to have competing scents.
No, you don't. And also, I don't like florals either. So I like either food scents, or mostly food things like vanilla or nutmeg or something like that.
Oh, see, I don't like the foodie ones.
Don't you? No, like strawberry, pumpkin? No?
No.
Pumpkin spice, though. That one's, I like that all year round, but I know I'm weird that way.
But not in the spring, please. That would be cross-holidation.
Yeah,
I don't use them in the spring, but I still like them. Secretly,
I like that,
they're my
Kelly.
favorite. Okay, what about this? If you have these, it might not require a purchase, but you could buy them if you don't have them. And that's some fun, floral, pretty dishes for the spring.
Yeah.
And so if
or
you
something
have
with
them,
a bird on it or a nest.
if you have them, just go ahead and set them out. They could have a bird and a bird's nest on them, but they don't have to. There's so many beautiful floral dishes, and you probably have some in your china cabinet somewhere stuffed in the back. Just pull them out, set them out, put the bird's nest in them, or some eggs, or maybe some moss or a moss balls on them. They're just so pretty. Leave them sitting out.
Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. I think the whole nest thing is kind of interesting because I think women at least women that like home decorating or that we, commiserate with and hang around with, we're all drawn to nests and bird cages and things like that. And I wonder,
I know somebody that just bought a bird cage.
I know.
I did just buy a bird cage, but I was chatting with some of my Instagram pals, back and forth on comments and whatnot. And everyone's like, oh, I love nests too. Oh, I love nests. Oh, I have a tiny little nest in this nest and that nest. And I wonder if it's sort of the maternal mama bird thing.
I actually have a bird cage too, but I have it hanging for decorative purposes. But I hate when people come over because there's no bottom to it. So then I always go, well, your bird's going to just fly out. I'm like thinking, it's not for a bird.
So
it's just
silly.
I know. Yeah. That's crazy.
But I think there's some deep-seated love of nests going on. They're so sweet, right? And everybody likes them. I mean, you rarely find a person who doesn't like a nest. I think I might question the personality of someone that didn't like a nest.
Yeah.
I would be
there you go.
So many cute things. I really like spring. I have to say, being an autumnal girl, being raised in autumnal colors and then having my own autumnal phase, I am more drawn to
it goes with her
colors.
Hair. So
it does go with my hair.
Mm-hmm,
but so like the spring, I like the pinks and the bright yellows and the greens of spring, but those are not the colors I'm generally drawn to. But there is something so special about spring and the freshness of it all.
Yes, true.
It's so nice. So you should definitely try to add a little spring to your house, no matter what your color palette is. And, even if you really feel that you're deep seated in autumnal colors or other colors, then you just clean your windows and get some new sponges and you'll feel really springy. But I think there's a lot of easy ways to do it. And I'm sure you guys have other ideas of how you bring spring in. So send us an email and let us know some of your ideas like Darcy did. We so appreciated that she sent us that tip and that photo of her gorgeous napkins. So remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.